welcome back, Rankers. Having a good time? Sorry about the voice. Had a bit of a loud weekend, shall we say. I wanted to show you this client because it's got some interesting things and some interesting things we can learn from. So this is the last 30 days, year on year. You can see there we've had a massive uptick in revenue over last year. But there's certain things that I love about this client, and I'll explain these numbers in a second and where the dramatic increases come from. But the first thing to note is, when you're getting conversion rates up around 8 and 9%. I want you to keep that in mind. Have a think about what your shop is doing. Now, we've got a lot of clients that are doing a lot lower than that. But your conversion rate can often depend on the category that you're in. So, something that's got a lot of different choices is probably going to have a lower conversion rate, like a chair, right? How many different chairs are there going to be? You might have 50 chairs. Well, you might have a lower conversion rate if I've only come there looking for one chair and you've got all this variety. And so there's a longer sales cycle to a lot of those things. But some things, like this one, is, I guess you would say, the equivalent of a fast-moving consumer good, consumables, repeat business, those sorts of things, right? So there's that with this category. But at 8 and 9%, I think that's actually pretty reasonable. We've got others in the same category that are not doing that. But excuse me, the thing is that it's always struck me about conversion rates and is if you have a retail shop, bricks and mortar, and you get 100 people through that shop and only 8 of them buy anything from you, there's probably something wrong there, right? And having worked in retail 35 years ago, whatever it was, you'd want a close rate of about 20%. You'd at least want one sale for every 5 people that came through the door. So I don't know what it is today, but so I even think 10% is a bit low, but a lot of people are doing less than 1%, right? And it, of course, depends on the volume of traffic you have. One of the easiest ways to increase your e-commerce conversion rate is switch off traffic, and then the e-commerce conversion rate goes up. Right, but don't do that. So what you can see here is we've got CPC. Now you can see that's up 111% in traffic and 400%. So there's about $140,000 extra in revenue over the same time last year, and we weren't managing the Google ads or the paid last year. So there's that, right? The other thing that's really pleasing for me for this client is that we had a domain migration last year where they went from a .com to a .com.au. No, don't get me started. And that took us down for several months as low, when I say down, I mean took us the traffic down, didn't it? The site down. But it meant the traffic has now recovered, and it's actually up slightly more. It's up about 20% on the year before. So even though it says it's up 68% there, that is on last year. The year before, it's up about 20%. And then we've got the email there and everything else. So you can see the conversion rates. You can see where the traffic's coming from. Direct is up, and that's just normal brand building. But you can see also with direct traffic, even though it's only up 21%, we're up 378% on revenue. And a lot of that's because of the conversion work that we've been doing on the site. So even though the site's got great conversions, there's still a lot more we can be doing. So we're pretty excited about this client because they've only just come onto the revenue model. And so like in the last couple of months. So we're pretty excited about where we can possibly take that one. When we dive deeper into the paid media, into Google Ads, there's our 417%. You can see the cost increase there. We've spent about an extra, $2,600? Yeah, close enough. About an extra $2,600. So, and that gives you an extra 140,000 K, which is about 5,300%, something like that for that extra. And you can see it is there, return on spend, 2,200%. But this idea that we should only be converted, like we should be okay with selling or having 2 transactions per 100 people, it doesn't seem that right. Okay, I don't know what your experience is, but to me, there's something wrong. Now I know there's bot traffic that might be getting picked up in the stats, but still, that sort of number of conversions or people buying seems really low. So I'd be interested in your experience, what your thoughts are, but certainly I think there is a lot more traffic on most retailer sites than what they realize. And if you look at what the customers are doing and how your customers are buying from you and how they're moving around your site, you might find some hidden gems that can do these sorts of numbers for you. Hopefully that's helpful. We'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.